Yo, hey guys, Smallmouth Crush. I'm actually fishing today with Derek from Beast Coast Fishing, and we're gonna go mess around for both largemouth and smallmouth and try a bunch of different baits. And we're gonna try to do as best we can in the wind and the conditions today. It's warmer out, but it is windy. So we're gonna see what we can find. That's all coming up. Okay, so one of the deals that you have to do if you're going to use your power poles in Canadian waters, you have to call in. And I'll give you a quick video clip of that conversation. They made us wait until we actually put the poles down to call, so that's kind of inconvenient. But they will arrest you if you put your power poles down in Canada, I promise.
So are you going to anchor at a port of entry?
No, we're just anchoring basically on Lake Ontario in some of the shallow bays to fish.
Okay. And where are you coming from?
Cape Vincent, New York.
So you're going to call me back when you anchor. And then if you come to land, you're going to call me back again.
Okay, will do.
Okay.
Yep. All right, so that's part of the problem, guys. You have to call once you deploy your power pole. You have to call back. And then when you pick up your power pole and deploy it 10 feet later, you got to call again. Hey, bud. Let's go. What's wrong with your leg?
What?
What's that thing on your leg?
A little ACL meniscus repair.
All right, can you jump on without hitting the boat?
Yeah.
Or I gotta get better.
Something out. I'm not bad, man.
I mean, you got a bad leg.
Yeah, I can jump.
I'm gonna go on this side. Things I gotta do. Can you push us off right now? Okay. Good job, bud.
Yep.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah. You got that little Finesse Workingman?
The working man.
That's too much fun. Long?
Sucked it in.
Put this together. Oh, shit, you're on. Oh, yeah. The fucking hurt.
All right, so I love the St. Croix Victory Rod for throwing that swim jig, and I was using 12-pound test. You were using braid. That's your style. My style and our style.
I throw it on 17 fluoro if I had fluoro.
Yeah. Our style of swim baiting is a little different. I went with your Finesse swim bait, which is swim jig, which is called the Workingman swim jig.
5/16.
5/16. What were the colors that I was using?
I mean, We just needed something dark. I think we had Dirty Money. That's
Dirty
one
Money.
of the best colors in the lineup. Yep.
But you have a lot of different colors.
Yeah.
What swim jig were you throwing?
I was throwing the large with a Gorilla just because the water was just so dirty, and I knew we were kind of trying to large out.
So what's the difference between the two? If somebody's looking at picking up a swim jig.
Yeah. So the Workingman's has both have a BKK hook, both have a 4.0 BKK hook, but the hook in the Workingman's is a little small 4.0 kind of Finesse style hook. It's great for a smaller swim jig with, up to like 15, 17. 4.0 were kind of lighter braid. You were jacking them pretty good on it today. And then the Gorilla's got a big old, kind of heavier duty BKK 4.0. It's just a bulkier jig. It's got a bulkier weed guard.
So I would throw that one probably, especially if you're like later on in the summer, definitely around vegetation, stuff like that. The Workingman for me, I'm going to use it open water. I use that 12-pound fluorocarbon, and that's what I love.
Got more bites for sure today. That was just the way with that like sparse grass and rock, that little 5/16 Workingman.
So these fish were obviously staging to spawn. They're not quite there yet, and so we were slow rolling. I was slow rolling. I guess you were going slow too. We were just kind of ticking bottom and swimming that swim jig along. We wanted to find hard bottom. There was a little bit of grass here and there, which is great for a swim jig. It allows you to get through that grass. You just kind of flick it off and continue that retrieve. And it was fun being able to do something a little different for a change.
With them releases. Hooked up. Very good. On? Yeah. Working there. You like that little 5/16.
I like this jig, man.
That's your deal. You gotta have the 5/16.
I like that jig.
Ooh. Thank you, Buck.
There's a bite. All right, now we're going to watch a couple clips. I wanted to throw your Swimbait, the Slowflow. I'm very impressed with it. I've caught a bunch of fish on it, I guess, since, 2 years ago when it came out? Year and a half?
2 years, something.
I was using straight black. That's a color I love. And I was fishing it almost like a Ned. You can also obviously use a Swimbait as a swimbait, but I was just kind of shaking it on the bottom. You know what I really love is your jig head, dude.
Yeah, the Sled. That's the one you would have thought.
Yeah, so the Sled, we're going to talk a little bit more in detail about that. I'm actually going to start using it a whole lot more because it would have saved me so much time out there this last week because I was retying so much. That Sled comes through those rocks. When you get into that nasty rock, and we're fishing shallow, 2 or 3 feet of water with some of the gnarliest stuff you can imagine. And that came through way better than the other jig heads I've been using. And you said that would be the deal. Now, obviously you can throw it on a swim bait, but if you're Ned rigging and you want to work that bait through that chunk rock, I think that's going to be a really good jig head to use. I was using an 1/8 ounce. And you make them in a variety of different.
Yeah, I think eighth, quarter, 3/8, and then we've got multiple hookings in there. We've got a bunch of colors. We got a 1.0, a 2.0, and a 3.0. And it's actually, the hook is an interesting hook. It's a PKK hook, and it's small, but it's a little heavier gauge than the hook that's in the sniper jig. But for situations like this, it's perfect. These fish are huge, and the rock is just nasty, so it's a little more forgiving.
Yeah,
it's just a good head for.
It was perfect.
This, for sure.
So we're going to show you a couple fish catches with that. All right, we got the first fish on the Beast Coast Swimbait. What'd you call that thing, Derek?
Slowflow, dude. The Slowflow, 0.85 Slowflow.
What's up? There we go.
These fish are so
Sorry.
ridiculous.
You can just kind of point. Yeah, there it is. A slow flow on your sled.
Sled.
That's a nice fish.
Yes, it is.
All right. Thanks. Just gotta get a couple quick. We're good. Shoo. Nice. We're gonna talk about how we're rigging this and everything.
Nope.
Nice.
Okay, here's a clip of Derek's PB smallmouth, 7 pounds, 4 ounces. Caught on a sniper jig.
It's a big one. Where's he at, bud?
It's a big one, dude. Come on. Yeah, baby. That's a brick.
Oh, wow.
Oh my. That's gonna be a sixer, I think, Travis.
Yeah.
I think that might be. That's the biggest smallmouth I think I ever caught. Tell me.
Yeah.
Let's go to the bar. Oh my, Travis.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Oh, dude, I might need some. That's huge. Thank you, buddy.
What's that?
The old trusty hybrid goby sniper jig, 1/4 ounce. Yes, that's awesome, dude.
We used the open water sniper jig, and you also used another jig as well today.
The Dozer, honestly, I would have kept using it all day if I didn't. What happened to the reel? Yeah, the Dozer was because I knew we were going to be fishing 2 to 3 feet, and that thing is just so hard to hang that the Dozer, because the hook eye is set back a little bit on that jig. So when you start popping it, it kind of wants to roll forward and like out of the rock instead of just wedging into it. And it's got the little bit of
I was impressed, man. You were able to fish that through some of that nasty stuff. Really good. Yeah, that's great. I mean, I've retied 30 times in those areas in a day.
I know.
Dude, in a day.
You also go super finesse.
That's all right. Obviously, open water sniper jig 2 came to play. So, you guys, I'm going to put links in the description below for all these baits. Also, retail stores, where can they find these?
Pretty much all your major bass shops, Packer Warehouse, Omnia, American Legacy, Land Big Fish. You got Doc's Tackles, a great dealer up there. Check out our website. Yeah, Bass Pro is actually soon going to have. Bass Pro is actually going to have a really nice assortment of ours coming up pretty soon. They'll have the Dozer, a really nice selection of snipers, the little Magnum, which is pretty hard to beat as a tungsten flipping jig, and they'll have some of our swim jigs as well. So yeah, there'll be plenty of places to get our stuff. It's the hard part's just us trying to get the inventory in stock. That's a small business problem. Sorry.
There you go. Well, we're going to hit the water tomorrow again. Smack down on some big smallmouth, I would imagine. We'll see what the conditions are going to be like. Hopefully it'll be a little less wind than today. But it's starting to warm up slowly. Just thankful to have a vacation day. Yeah. All right, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Check out the links in the description below as well. Thanks for fishing Beast Coast, your tackle warehouse. Thanks for visiting Piss and Beast Coast. What did I say?
Piss and Beast Coast.
Fish and Beast Coast. Look at that turkey. Look at that big Tommy. Till next time, we'll see you guys on the water.